started with a new beginning. Peter May had come to New York City to start over, after a life spent chasing killers as a detective, then failing to teach others how to do it. He wanted peace. He wanted quiet. What he got was blood and death, and a hospital that never really slept, just watched, waited, and killed. Peter stepped through the rust-streaked doors of St. Agnes Medical Center, Buster trotting beside him like a shadow with fur. Buster was his only companion now, his only friend, a loyal pit bull who growled at strangers and licked the hands of dying patients. Peter adjusted the strap of his worn leather satchel. "Let's see if this time sticks," he muttered. Inside, fluorescent lights buzzed above. Nurses moved like dancers, each knowing their steps. Doctors shouted orders. Monitors beeped like ticking clocks counting down lives. Peter met Joe Henry first, veteran nurse, gruff, smart. She looked Peter up and down. "You're not here to make friends," she said. "You're here to survive." Peter gave her a tired smile. "That's the same thing, isn't it?" Then came Marcus Thomas, Mac. Charming, young, too sure of himself. And Rebecca Kay, quiet, observant, always watching. Like she was waiting for something, or someone. Peter's first night shift started late. He assisted with IVs, checked vitals, watched the way people moved when no one was looking. Late into the night, he heard it. He froze. "What was that?" he asked. No one answered. Some just smiled. Others looked away. Only Buster reacted, growling low in his throat. Something was wrong, and Buster always knew. 3 nights later, Carol Lynn, a veteran ER nurse, died in the ICU. Official cause? Heart attack. But Peter saw the bruises. Around her neck. Fresh. Recent. He reported it. No one listened. Until Elena Rivera, the pathologist, pulled him aside. "There's something you should know," she whispered, voice filled with fear. "This has happened before." She handed him an old file, decades old, scrawled across the top, "Subject 37, termination protocol initiated." Peter frowned. "What is this?" Elena didn't answer. Instead, she looked at him, really looked. "You were there once," she said. "In this hospital, in these records." Peter swallowed hard. "I don't remember being here." "That's the point." Peter began asking questions, too many. Mac Thomas, the charming intern, found him in the locker room. "You're digging too deep," Mac warned. Tense, urgent voice. People die when they ask the wrong things. 2 days later, Mac was dead, outside the hospital, bruises on his neck. Same mark, same pattern. Peter stared at the body, heart pounding. Then came the note, folded, blood-stained. "You're next." Peter confronted Joe. "Did Carol know something?" he asked. Joe hesitated, then nodded. "She did, and now she's gone." Peter narrowed his eyes. "Why are they killing nurses?" Joe finally looked at him. "Because they're trying to erase what they built." Peter frowned. "What do you mean, they?" Joe leaned closer, voice barely audible. "You, me, everyone who worked in the old wing." Peter's stomach twisted. He wasn't just investigating a string of murders. He was walking back into something he'd been part of and forgotten. Another nurse turned up dead. Peter found a hidden list. Names, dates, manner of death. All nurses, all working the night shift. All dead. At the bottom, his name, Peter May, written in red ink. He staggered back. Buster barked sharply. Then came the sound. Low, soft, unmistakable. The whistle. Again. Peter spun around. No one there, but on the wall beside him, another folded piece of paper, blood-stained. "They're still taking names." Buster saved Peter's life that night. As they walked through the hospital parking garage, a van idled nearby. A man stepped out, smiled, then vanished into the dark. Peter returned to the locker room. On the bench beside him, another note. "You were never supposed to remember." Peter closed his eyes. Had he been erased, rewritten, used? Peter descended beneath the hospital, through maintenance corridors, past rusted doors, to the basement levels. He found it. The hidden wing. Psychiatric Trials Unit. Level B2. Peter confronted Lucius Drake, Chief Nursing Officer. Powerful, cold, watching. "I'm not your enemy," Drake said. Peter stepped forward. "You erased me." Drake studied him. "We gave you a second chance." Peter clenched his fists. "You made me forget who I was." Drake tilted his head. "Maybe you weren't supposed to remember." Peter grabbed the files, read the truth. He hadn't been a victim, not at first. He'd been one of them, a researcher, a mind control architect, until he resisted, until he remembered, until they tried to wipe him clean. Jo Henry sat across from Peter. She didn't look like a killer. She looked tired, haunted. "I never wanted this," she whispered, voice breaking. But when Carol started asking questions, "I knew what would happen." Peter leaned forward. "So you killed her?" Jo flinched. "I didn't want to. You always have a choice." She looked at him. "No," she said softly, "we don't." Peter stood, walked out, leaving only silence behind. Peter returned to the underground lab, with Kira, with Buster. Inside, he found the final truth, footage of himself voluntarily standing beside Dr. Nadia Voss, laughing, testing, believing. He hadn't been a prisoner. At first, he had been one of them, a believer, a creator. Until he broke, until he fought back, until they erased him and sent him away. Peter descended again, this time with Elena Rivera to level B4, where the real experiments happened, where memories were rewritten, where minds were reshaped. They found the central pod still active, still waiting, and beside it, another version of him, subject number 49, a copy, a replacement, a weapon. The man smiled, evil laugh. "Hello, subject number 48. Peter stared. "You're not real." The fight was brutal. Peter tackled subject number 49. They crashed through the floor hatch, landed hard. Both men groaned. Peter grabbed a broken pipe, swung, struck. Subject number 49 slumped, didn't move. Peter limped away. Buster followed. Faithful, unchanged, unlike him. Elena destroyed the core system, shut it all down. The staff would wake up tomorrow with no memory, no guilt, no knowledge of what they had done. Peter stood outside the ruins, smoke curling into the sky. He looked at Buster. "You are the only one who knows," he whispered. Buster licked his hand like he understood, like he was saying, "You're still here. That's enough for now." 3 months later, Peter sat in a small cafe in Chicago, reading headlines. Mysterious deaths at City Medical Center under investigation. He looked up. Across the room, a woman watched him, smiled, vanished. When Peter went outside, another folded piece of paper, blood-stained. "They're still taking names. Welcome back to the program." Peter folded the note, slipped it into his pocket, turned to Buster. "We're not done," he whispered. Buster barked, agreeing, understanding, remembering. Peter took a deep breath, then walked into the night, leaving only the echo of footsteps behind and the whisper of the whistle fading into the wind.